Okay, I am going to make an educational video on hand rolling a cigarette. My camera quality is terrible, but when I looked for videos on this, they were extremely unhelpful. So I figured I'd try to make one that fills in all the gaps that were in the ones that I watched. Some wrappers are already folded in half when you pull them out. It is easier for it to be folded. I usually leave a little pile of tobacco out for a day or so that it dries. It's usually a little too damp. And I'll kind of grind it up a little bit more as I put it in the wrapper. Kind of roll it between my fingers. One thing that was not in all the other videos I watched is they just put an even amount of tobacco in there. And when I do that, I get a huge bump in the center. So I started putting a little bit of tobacco over here and a little bit of tobacco over here, leaving the center, a gap in the center. Now I'll explain why. And the first thing that wasn't in the other video, everyone else must have soft, damp fingers. I have to wet my fingers in order to do this, or my fingers just slide on the paper. My fingers will stick to the paper good enough for me to roll it a little bit. I was completely unable to do this until I figured out that's how I needed to do it. And now I have a pretty even amount of tobacco all the way through in there. But like I said, if I would have put tobacco in the middle to start with, it would be a huge bump in the center. I assume that's because, you know, where your two fingers are rolling at on the sides, it'll push it to the center. And it pushes it away if there's some in the middle already. And then just kind of watch how I do that with my fingers. Took me a long time to figure out how to do that. That's a nice even amount of tobacco inside there. And they smoke pretty good like that. They might almost taste better that way, but I have started kind of twisting and squishing them together like that. This makes it more concentrated. And if you don't do it, you can just like tip that forward and the tobacco might just fall out of it. And just kind of lightly squeeze and turn. Nobody showed that. I mean, I've seen people do it, but nobody showed that in a video either. So the putting the tobacco on either ends, I had never seen. And the moistening your fingers so that you can actually roll it, I had never seen. So I had a lot of difficulty. I had to learn how to do this by myself, even though I watched videos on how to do it. So I figured I would, maybe this will help someone. There you go, nice little hand-rolled cigarette. And for some reason, I don't like store-bought cigarettes, but I like these. I don't know if it's just because of the filter. Oh, here's another tip. Lick the end with your tongue and moisten your lips. Otherwise, this wrapper is just going to stick to your lips and like tear when you try to take it out. I don't know why that tastes so much better than a store-bought cigarette, a regular store-bought cigarette, but it does. And this is not expensive tobacco. It's just, you know, tobacco store tobacco that you buy in a big $20 bag, probably a pound or something. That really tastes good when you do it like that.